Hey guys, Kaiser here. I think I'd do a quick little sneak peek report because I was basically just told what one of these was yesterday. I think it might be interesting anyway to try out for me, and maybe, I don't know if you guys haven't been to a sneak peek as well yourselves, might want to know what it's all about. So basically, when you go to a sneak peek, you're given 6 packs, and you draft the packs. So, you take the 5 cards out of the pack, of course. I'll say I got 5 cards here. And you take one card you want, and you take a trigger, and then you pass the rest along. You get given 3 cards. So you take one of those, pass 2 along, then of course it keeps going until you've got like the 5 cards back. But obviously you get different things this way, it makes it quite interesting. Because obviously the last card you get probably isn't going to be ideal, but you get some options of what you can base your deck around. And the deck I ended up with was really strange. So it had 3 draws, a stand, and 2 heals in. So I was pretty much convinced by this point there's no crits in BT14 at all. And like, I think every single game I played, even though there were only 4 or 5 games in the tournament for 13 people, I think I saw 1 or 2 crits being pulled, and that was it. And I think that many people even... There were people that had crits in their deck, but I didn't see that many of them being pulled, which was quite good actually. Quite good for me anyway. And as luck would have it, my first draft that I attended I actually won, which I was really surprised about. I'm really quite happy about that, because as you can see I won the lovely mat you can see right here. The Minerva mat, there we are. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it just yet, that's why I haven't taken out the wrapper yet. But as I don't plan to build Genesis myself, I'm probably not going to hold on to it for too long. But it was a nice mat to play on, and as being incredibly professional as I am, forgot my mat and the channel mat when I went to do some recording. It was still quite handy to record a couple of games on, and you should see some of those games coming up soon as well. Quite a fair bit of content. I got some good stuff from there too. And yeah, hopefully this Wednesday I'll be able to record some BT14 decks, so it'd be nice to get those on the channel as well, as I'm going away for 2 weeks on the 19th, so I won't be able to record anything for then. So we might miss a little bit of BT14 coverage to start with. But after those 2 weeks, and I come back on the 2nd, should be able to start getting out some more decks. Even deck profiles, actually, that'd be quite nice. But yeah, the kind of deck that I ended up pulling 2 double Rs from the set. The Sanctuary of Light Dragon, which I'm going to put a little picture of here. And the Maiden of Venus Trap Reverse, which I'm going to put a little picture of here. Mainly because I traded them, because I don't plan to build any of the decks, and I got a pretty good deal for them. That along with the regular Maiden Trap Muse, which I'll put a picture of there, if you guys want to see what the card looks like. That was also the promo you get for attending, so anyone who played got one of those at the end. And I managed to trade those 3 for 4 Escrads, as I really enjoyed playing Liberators, and I'd quite like to build the deck myself. But yeah, the deck mainly consisted of mainly playing the Sanctuary of Light Dragon, which was pretty useful actually. I only had the 1 Sanctuary of Light card. Where was it? This was the one. So this was the only like 7k booster I could call out using as effect. But it was still handy because it made it a 10k on limit break. And yeah, I actually didn't even know about the Clan X rule until like 3 games in, so I have no idea how I won. But yeah, there were some really interesting cards. This one here, the Sacred Guardian Beast. What's it called? I'm not going to attempt to pronounce that. It's a Savory? No, I'm going to give up. If this hits, you can give a Gold Paladin 3k, and only having that other Gold Paladin card, which I assumed was the only target for it, Clan X would have made this card a lot more broken in the sneak peek, and it was a pretty decent card to be fair, playing out in the rearguard circle. I noticed a lot of people playing starters, like the Cable Sheep, well not Cable Sheep's here, Nullguard, the Spectral Sheep, and this guy and a few others. Just ones with bad decent Forerunner, but I was lucky enough to get a 5k Forerunner, which was really handy, despite not having any Dual Knights. So it was a really weird set. There were a lot of things that revolved around... There were a lot of... Where is it now? There were a lot of these types of clones where you ride, in this case a Kagro grade 3 Vanguard, and this unit gains 10k for the turn. So it's a grade 2 clone of the... I can't remember the name of the card now. It's not Vasuki, I don't think Narukami, but there was a 10k grade 3 promo that had the same skill. But it was quite handy. You could kind of see what people's gambits were when you played them on the field there. And a lot of people generally lost because of Quinlet walls. Because if they had one, generally playing at top 5 cards of your deck, when you've got something like a 30 card deck, you're going to deck out really, really quickly. So, the people who generally played Quinlet walls decked out, and there was a lot of decking out. In a lot of games myself, I think I came within 3 to 5 cards of decking out. But that was just because playing draw triggers gave me a huge amount of hand to play. And targeting people's rear guards pretty early on, like the grade 2s, was also pretty helpful too. And the fact that I had decent grade lineup, I've tried to focus more on that than having certain units. So, because a lot of them don't really tend to play around each other. If you've got like a decent amount of grade 3s, 2s, 1s, and try to have a few grade 0s as possible, did okay. And I think that's probably the best advice I can give, is try and have good grade ratios if you go to a sneak peek. And if you get stuck with bad triggers, you kind of have to work around it. Like, I mean, a crit would have been really nice. But, as well, not giving away the fact that you don't have any crits. Like, maybe trying to hint that, you know, do the drive check, just to check if there's going to be 2 damage. And I don't think that's a sneaky tactic, but if you give away the fact that you don't have any crits in your deck, your opponent's going to be no-guarding you for days. So I think that's pretty much it. There was the, oh yeah, the polls. I probably want to mention that. There were a few interesting polls. There was an Ignition Dragon. I didn't see the Maelstrom card, the new reverse unit. Ganslot Zenith I think was quite rare. One person pulled that, but I think that was the sneak peek on the previous day. So in terms of the ratios, a lot of the Murakumo stuff was really common, double R's, triple rares, whatnot. The Neo Nectar stuff was as well. In terms of triple rares, more so the Narukami stuff than the golds seem to be the most common. So in terms of the ratios and how they're releasing them, it might be a bit tricky to get hold of some Ganflov Zeniths. But we'll have to see how that plays out. Because they've got a... Izel Scissors was another one that was pulled as well. But yeah, I think maybe Ganslot Zeniths might be a little hard to get hold of from what I've heard from other people anyway. But the fact that one was pulled over 2 sneak peeks and the numbers weren't excessively high. I believe it was probably about 8 people, I'm assuming, on the Friday and 13 on the Saturday, which is the one I went to. So, yeah. Murakumo stuff, probably not that hard to get hold of, the reverse and whatnot, and people will probably be trying to get rid of those, so that's probably a good budget deck to go for right now. Haven't seen, didn't really see any Aqua... I think, the Maelstrom's probably set 15, isn't it? I keep derping on that. But if, for whatever reason, Maelstrom isn't set 14, which I don't think it is now, then, yeah, no, I bought it. And there was no Aquaforce Commons, so I'm also starting to think, yeah, it's probably in BT14. So maybe look forward to that, Aquaforce players. It's going to be a decent set 15, actually. And as well, with set 14, I'm probably going to go over set listings, the important things that are coming out in the set. As well, actually, I don't think no one pulled any Minervas, actually. That's one thing. That didn't quite occur to me, it being on the mat in front of me as well. I don't think I saw anyone pull any Minervas. So that might be a hard one to get hold of as well. So yeah, that might be one of the ones that you might not want to go through the packs to get. Might want to buy those individually. Because odds are you tend to save yourself a lot of money if you go on eBay or just shop around online and buy the grade 3s you're looking for and null guards and things like that at like a standard cheaper price. Or maybe just go to, like, if you've got a retailer like a shop where, you know, a card shop where they're selling them at a decent price, maybe 8 to 10, something like that. Maybe go for them there. Because trying to get all your grade 3s in packs, unless you're getting a case with friends and you divide everything up equally and sell off what you don't want, then obviously the smartest way to do it is probably like that. But yeah, I think that's enough of me ranting on. I'll go through the deck quickly, what I've got left of it. I tried to kind of get rid of most of it because odds are, if I don't, the commons are just going to be sitting around for yeah, years. And if you don't get rid of this stuff from set 14 that you don't want really quickly, it's just going to be sitting in your trade binder. Though I will say there's some good trade fodder from this set, so that's always good. So I'm just going to go through these slowly. I'm going to work out the best way to do this. So yeah, I'm just going to go through these pretty quickly. You can get a kind of idea what the deck was about. I don't really use these skills too much, the checkers. Because even though you can get up to a 21 with a 7k booster, it wasn't really that necessary because people were guarding 15k most of the time. So it's not a bad card, but it's not amazing in a sneak peek. Still not a bad ride target, however. There were a lot of these, however, as well, the 11k attackers, which were interesting. They were interesting. But as well, I think there was an excessive amount of grade zeros in the set, which kind of didn't really help people. So yeah, I think that's about it. I'm going to do a set 14 video soon as well, talking about what's in the set, what you might want to look out for, and what's probably going to be quite pricey as well. So I look forward to that, and that's all for today. I'll see you guys in the next video.